What if I told you everything you believe about good and evil is nothing but a well-crafted illusion? A story told to you by centuries of tradition, religion, and culture designed to keep you in line, obedient, predictable, and afraid to question the very foundations of your existence. The brutal truth is that morality, as society defines it, is not an absolute, eternal truth, but a fragile construct, a mask worn to hide the raw chaos lurking beneath human nature. From the moment we enter this world, we are conditioned to accept a strict binary, good versus evil, right versus wrong. You've been told what to think, what to feel, and how to behave based on these labels. But who decided what good and evil really mean? Who gains from this black and white framework? The answer is power. Those who create and enforce moral codes do so to maintain control, to divide and conquer, to shape behavior in a way that serves their interests. Think about it. Morality is not universal. It changes depending on where you are, what time period you live in, and which group you belong to. Acts celebrated in one culture are condemned in another. What's heroic to some is villainous to others. This inconsistency reveals a hard fact. Good and evil are subjective, invented concepts, not cosmic laws etched in stone. Philosophers like Nietzsche exposed this lie long ago. He called morality a herd instinct, a set of rules made by the weak to control the strong. Good and evil are labels designed to suppress ambition, to enforce conformity and obedience among the masses. Beyond these labels lies a world unfiltered, amoral, indifferent, and ruled by power, survival, and will. When you strip away the comforting illusions of good and evil, you face a reality that is neither kind nor cruel. It simply is. Actions are not inherently virtuous or wicked. They just happen. The meaning you assign to them is nothing more than a reflection of your upbringing, your fears, your desires, and the narratives imposed by society. This realization can be deeply unsettling. If morality is a lie, how do you make decisions? How do you know what's right or wrong? The answer isn't in some external code handed down from on high. It's inside you. It's in your capacity to understand your own nature, to examine your motivations honestly, and to take full responsibility for your actions. Freedom from the illusion of morality demands brutal honesty. It demands you stop blaming abstract concepts of good and evil and start confronting the raw, unvarnished truth about yourself and the world. You must build your own values and meaning in a universe that offers none. And here's the paradox. This freedom doesn't lead to chaos, but to power. When you free yourself from the chains of moral absolutes, you become the architect of your own destiny. You wield control over your choices because they come from genuine understanding rather than blind obedience. This is the path taken by the philosophers who dared to stare into the abyss of human nature and emerged unbroken. But be warned, this path is not for the faint of heart. It requires letting go of comforting illusions, facing the darkness within yourself, and rejecting the safety of societal approval. It's a lonely journey, but it leads to an authenticity few ever reach. And yet, despite its power, most people resist this truth. Why? Because the illusion of good and evil gives us certainty, belonging, and meaning. It is easier to live inside a moral framework handed down by tradition than to build your own. The herd craves simple answers, black and white truths, heroes and villains. But the price of this comfort is your freedom. Living inside this illusion makes you a prisoner, controlled not by chains but by fear, the fear of judgment, rejection, and chaos. Look around. The world today is riddled with moral absolutism, tribalism, and division. People fight and die for ideas of good and evil, not realizing they are fighting over illusions. Governments, religions, and ideologies manipulate these divisions to maintain power. The illusion of morality is the most potent tool of control ever devised. If you're watching this, you're already breaking free. You've started to question the narratives fed to you. You feel the unease when morality is presented as an unshakable truth. You sense that there is something darker, deeper beneath the surface. Don't turn away. Lean into this discomfort. Let it fuel your quest for real understanding. Ask yourself, who benefits from me believing in good and evil as absolute? When have these concepts been used to manipulate me, to divide me from others, to keep me scared and compliant? How would my life change if I accepted the world as immoral and built my own values from there? This is not an invitation to nihilism or chaos. It is an invitation to awaken to your own power, to become the sovereign of your mind and actions, to live beyond the limits imposed by outdated moral codes. The brutal truth about morality is that it is a tool, sometimes for good, often for control, but never an absolute. Recognizing this frees you from the roles assigned by society. You can stop being the good person who sacrifices everything or the evil one demonized for defiance. You become simply human, responsible for your own meaning, choices, and consequences. If this message unsettles you, that's a sign of awakening. If it intrigues you, you're ready for deeper exploration. This is the dark philosophy that shakes the foundation of everything you thought you knew. And if you want to keep peeling back these layers of illusion, subscribing is your first step. Hit like if this opened a new door in your mind, and share this with anyone brave enough to question the morality they were born into. Comment below. What moral truths have you begun to doubt? The next time you face a moral dilemma, pause. Ask yourself, am I acting from inherited illusion or from conscious choice? The power lies in that moment of awareness. Remember, the world doesn't deal in good and evil. It deals in power, survival, and will. The sooner you see past the illusion, the sooner you reclaim your mind. And that's a truth worth fighting for.